talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man. I'm do whatever the coach wants me to do out there on the basketball court. He give me an assignment, I'll just try to carry it out to the fullest.
Even practice?
Practice. We talking about practice?
Oh, it was funny then. But here we go again. Iverson bailed on the Pistons' Thanksgiving Day practice. He was fined, will not start tonight against the Bucks. And today, AI back in front of microphones, apologizing for his actions and vowing it will not happen again.
First of all, I don't have no excuses. I apologize to my teammates, first and foremost, coaching staff, the organization, and definitely our fans. It's something that shouldn't happen and it won't happen again. It was just a mistake, something that shouldn't happen. I'm totally responsible for it. It's unacceptable, and I got to deal with it and move on.
It's even more interesting when you consider the organization, because with Chauncey Billups, Detroit built a reputation as the least selfish, mostly drama-free team in the entire league. And with that in mind, how will Iverson's mistake play in and out of the locker room in Detroit?
Well, in the locker room, they have a resilient bunch of guys, because you've seen them go through lineups, you've seen them change coaches, whether Rick Carlisle, Larry Brown, etc. But ultimately, the honeymoon period, the grace period, whatever you want to call it, 10 games in, is now officially over with the teammates, the organization, and more importantly in Detroit, the fans, the blue-collar ones that come out every day spending their hard-earned dollars. And once this team gets behind 5 points in the first half, Bill, 10 points in the first half, you will hear boo birds.
He clearly made a mistake, but he's apologized. There'll be absolutely no holdover here. If this Detroit team could survive what Larry Brown did to him, they could certainly get by Allen Iverson not showing up for a day. But he needed to negotiate this in advance and just be done with it. Just tell him, I'm not coming, and then they would have made the proper adjustments. But what Allen has to realize is that he's in the best situation of his life. Although I'm very concerned about the matchup with Allen Iverson and Rasheed Wallace. But when you're old and in the way like people like me, then you realize quickly that, hey, practices, the team, the guys, that's the most fun, and it's all going to be over before Allen knows it. And then he's going to say, darn, did I ever blow that?
Iverson also said today it was a personal matter, which made the mistake was basically not going to his bosses and his coach and saying, look, I've got this going on.
Yeah, that was a bad mistake.
He doesn't have a phone?
I would assume he does.